Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Summoner's War. Today we are playing, obviously, as I just said, Summoner's War. This is my Delphi, and we are going to be doing the basics of dragons. Now, this is for Dragons B10, and it's not a speed run. It's literally telling, it's for the people starting to think about building dragons teams, and they don't quite know how to build a good one. Or how to build one that's reliable. Not necessarily fast, but reliable and one that works. Now, first tip, top tip. Make sure your runes are decent, because even if you have the right monsters, the runes, if they're not up to scratch, will not be, and then if they're not good enough, you will not be able to do it. This relies on good runes, not good monsters. Okay, so, but, first, I will talk you through the team, and I will leave a description to all their showcases in the description, because I've done a showcase for every single one. But yes, so let's hop into the B10 team. I will show you the team, show you their runes as we go through. So, as you can see, we have my Veramos here. They've all been upgraded slightly as well. Lots of them have had upgraded runes since their showcases. So this is my Veramos. Whew! Where did that come from? Okay, right, yeah, so as you can see, this is my Veramos. He's on Violent Focus with 8,000 health, 66 speed, and a little bit of accuracy. Oh, 50% to be specific. Now, he's on HP, attack speed, which is perfect. That's what you want. You want a high HP, you want a little bit of attack, lots of speed, and good accuracy, because he needs to be hitting those dots, because that is what you're realistically going to be taking the dragon down with at the end of the fight, because you're going to get to the boss, find a dragon, he's going to want to do dots, and so are you. Now, that's him. He is there, he is going to be your leader. You want him fast and tanky and accuracy. A little bit of attack as well, just in case. Now, obviously, as you can see, there's a Perna in this team. This is not saying you need a Perna to do dragons. This is saying you need the tanky attacker. The one that does damage based on your attack damage. So, actually, if you had something like, I don't know, Theomars. Theomars is very acceptable. You can get Theomars in there. He'd be good. Because you can all farm Theomarses. I mean, I haven't bothered to get one yet, but they are farmable and you can get one. He'd be a good idea. But yeah, for my Perna, she's on Violent Blade with lots of health, lots of attack, little bit of speed, little bit of crit damage. Now, as you can see, we're on HP, attack. To get those numbers, which is what we want. So basically, as you can see, so far, as you can see, a violent theme going on here. Here we have my Perna. She's quite tanky. She's got good accuracy. She's got good HP. Now, see, she's on accuracy, HP, speed. Basically, they need to be fast. They need to be quicker than the minions in certain parts of it. Megan, we're going to dash through these ones now. As you can see, a lot quicker than before and a lot more health than before. And we're on HP, defense, speed with a little bit of 373 defense, so not too much, but enough. Now, Delphi, the queen. As you can see, very high health, very high speed, good defense, decent accuracy as well. As you can see, HP, speed. Very reliable, very, very, very decent. Now, we're going to take these 5 in. This is my team. It does it in about 4 minutes. I'm going to have to take a drink. I'm sorry. There. While it's loading. It's loading now. Nice. Right, come on. Come on, please. It takes a while, doesn't it? So, when we're in this run, which I think we're about to, I'll talk you through why each one is decent. Now, also I'm going to take you through the sub-stage of the Xeros, because lots of people struggle at that, and I do too. I am one to struggle there. So as you can see, the immunity goes on, so is the attack buff. Then there should be some stuns and a defense break. Then that's left for Perna to do as much damage as possible, and then get you through that. Then, as you can see, taking down these minions is very, very easy. These are the easy levels. The first level, it's very simple, very straightforward. If you have problems here, you're not ready for dragons. It's a fact. Chop down to B9, maybe B8. Because if you're dying here, and your whole team is dying, or someone's dying, you're not ready. Your runes need redoing, or you just need to be faster. But there you can see, the immunity is key. For dragons, immunity is key. It's not like giants where he will hit a big shot pretty much no matter what. He is based on dots. So if you're immune and have no dots, he's not going to do as much damage. But there we go. As you can see, we're getting through this level nice and fast. I'm gonna take over now because I'm gonna talk through this level manually. Now, as you can see, there's a Zeros and 2 defense breaking minions. Now this is where it gets a little bit rough. You're going to start by wanting to immune, then obviously strength buff, because this team is definitely the team you want to be taking in. Then you want to try and get some stuns off here. You do, you get 2, nice. Now this is where you take the minions down first. I know this is going to sound weird, and some people might want to go straight in for the boss, or for the Zeros, but no, trust me, taking down this guy is much more easy. Okay. Also, you might want to try and get a silence off. Oh, Jesus. See what I mean? Look how much damage is done. And when we are not immune, like now, we're in a bit of trouble. See, look, that's why. Because if there you go, look at these dots. Because if he ends up doing that whilst on a defense break, you will lose a monster. You will lose easily. You'll lose a monster. See, because if they defense break and they does that, you're going to lose all your heals and lose all your like passives and stuff. So you're going to really want to make sure everybody is up to scratch. Now mobilize, and that is how it is done. To take down the Zeros level, go for the minions first. It makes life easier. They can be 2 or 3 here if you don't have good runes like me. Yeah, that is how you take down the minions. And then you get to the Zeros bit, and it's all lovely, fine, and dandy. Look at this. Come on, just die now. Zeros is now nearly finished. Come on. You dead? Yeah, you dead. Right, lovely. Yeah, and also you might be wondering, why have you taken Delphoy into a fire dragon? Now, putting her on really high health is perfect, because it means she tanks the shots, and everybody else gets away with it fine. Look at that, lovely. And she's nice and fast, so she goes often, nice and fast. She goes nice and fast? She goes nice and often. She's, not slow. I did a re-rune on her, so actually she's a lot better than she was. She's got some good runes on her now, which is lovely. Now, once we get through this, I'm going to talk you through the boss stage of the dragon. Then we will conclude, and then that should hopefully help you with your dragon struggles. Because obviously, I don't want to tell people how to speedrun, because lots of people haven't got the runes to speedrun. So as long as it's reliable, that's good. But now we're at the boss stage. Now, you're going to want to take down the left. No, your right. So his left, your right tower. Because that gives him immunity. And if you're going for fast runs, you're gonna want to do that. Now, please, there you go. Look at that, nice. Now, if I end up losing this round, I'll cry a bit. But we need to really be hitting these. Come on. So as you can see, look, that immunity keeps getting topped up, and for some reason, Veramos is not putting dots on. There we go. There's a dot. Nicely done. Now, once we start working our way through. Come on, Veramos. Yes, lovely, lovely. Lovely, 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 lovely. Nice heal up. Another dot on there from Megan. That is why. Megan was also very good because she gets a dot on with her first skill, which is what you want. That's why I was thinking of putting Chow on my team instead of Perna, because then you end up, obviously, water tank and puts dots on first skill, which is what you want to see. Now, once this tower goes down, the dragon is going to unleash a big shot of damage to whoever does the kill. That's why you want to do dots, because if dots kills it, nobody gets that shot, and you end up having a 5v1 on the dragon, which is realistically perfect. Look at that. Banged. Banged it. Come on. 3 dots. That is fine. That is okay. That should drop now. As long as Perna doesn't shoot it, that thing is going to, please just drop. Just, no, Perna. See, look. That big shot. See? That's obviously, Perna's good there because she auto revives. But that is realistically what we want to be seeing. And that tower drops. You want to try and kill the tower with dots. Do not try and punch the tower to death. Take it down with dots. It makes life easier. Fact. Now, as you see, putting dots on, dots makes life for this easier. But pretty much the key to this is making sure you're immune and dots are off. Because if we have tons of dots on, then we're just going to die. However, if we don't, like now, and immune, the dragon doesn't do anything. And it means healing is easy, and it means Perna can do her job, and it means Bella can mobilize. And everything is fine and dandy. Now look at this. We're taking this boss down pretty fast. We've got a little bit of screen freeze there, but that's fine. Look at this. This is nice. This is good. Perna's doing some damage there. Now, Perna realistically I think is ideal for this, because it's an AoE heal, which is countering what dots do, because dots obviously do 5 to 10% damage on every 5% damage each dot. Look at that, dead. And Perna heals 10% each go, so that means she's taking away the damage from the dots, which is perfect. Now, That obviously you see was a slow run, 5 minutes 40. That's because I did the Xeros level. And look at that, 10 Transcendence symbols. Now, I've got another friend request, but we're not going to do that. We are going to go back to Big Dada Delphoy, or Big Mama Delphoy, because she's a woman. And we're going to do a little bit of a conclusion, because Dragons is a little bit of a confusing place. It's very tricky, and speedrunning it is tough. So what you need to do first is learn how to do it properly and efficiently and effectively. Now, if you're doing it that way, you really don't need to worry about the time. As long as you're being reliable and hopefully getting good drops on that, it's alright. Because once the drops start getting better, the speeds start getting faster. Now, we all need to start somewhere. Obviously, I'm quite far back, about 4 minutes-ish. But that's alright. As long as your reliability is up there, mine's now up to about 95% reliability, which is okay, and that's very, very healthy. Now, what you're going to want is you're going to want a Veramos and you're going to want a cleanser. So a Delphoy is going to be perfect. You realistically, you want your Delphoy, either that or a Wouncer. I think it's a Wouncer. Might be a Wouncer. The Water Pioneer. That's a decent one. You can go for a Lisa as well. However, she just does a standard cleanse. She doesn't put an immunity on. You want someone giving immunity. Chloe would be okay if her cooldown wasn't too long. So realistically, Delphoy is the queen of dragons, in my opinion. Without her, my team just would not work. It just would not function. Now, what else you're going to need there? You're going to need Veramos as well for that cleanse every turn. It's reliable, it's consistent, and he puts dots on. Because dots are going to take down that tower, and if that tower dies to dots, you're not going to have a one bang from the dragon, which is really what you don't want. Now, realistically, so you're gonna want your Veramos leading, and you're gonna want your Delphoy in there, and they're gonna need to be quick. To join her, you're gonna need your Bella for your defense break and your heal. Now, Bella is very easy to farm, so getting her is crucial. If you don't have her, get her, make her on good runes, 6-star her if you really need to, and she'll be perfect for your Dragons runs. Also, this is where you get a little bit of freedom. But realistically, I think you're going to need a Veramos, you're going to need a Bella. You're going to need a Megan as well, that attack buffer. That is perfect, because that defense buff is going to save you from the big shots, because that is so crucial. And first skill does a dot if you get her on enough accuracy, of course. Now, so there is realistically the essentials. You're going to need Veramos, Bella, and you're going to need Megan. Delphoy, I think, is key. If you get her, you're so lucky, and she is going to be so good for your dragons. So, if you get her, use her entirely. And then this is where you get a little bit of freedom with who you want. Lots of people tend to go for a Nat 5 in here, but if you don't, make sure you go for an attacker. Something tanky as well. You don't want a glass cannon in there, because it will just get one shot. So, you want something probably quite tanky. Probably something that does damage based on HP. Like, I've started to build a Diaz. Obviously, do not put Diaz in there, because he is not an attacker. He's a support monster. However, you're going to want to make sure you have a damage dealer in there as well, or another dot dealer, something that does a lot of dots. Orochi would probably be quite bad, even though he does dots, purely on the fact he's a wind monster. Now, that's my options. That's how I think you should do dragons if you're just starting out for the lower levels. For if you want to get, that team will work as well throughout the whole game, throughout every single Dragons run, depending on how strong you are. That team is reliable and strong. Now, that is my opinions on Dragons for today. If you do have any questions about the whole video or the concept, please be sure to let me know. If I remember, I'll be putting links to all the showcases for each monster in the description. So if you want a bit more knowledge on each monster, please go and check them out. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next video. Thank you and goodbye.